Hey.
Hey.
How are you this morning?
Great. How are you this morning?
I'm quite well. What's your name?
Brooke Broadway.
For the record.
For the record,
You're Brooke Broadway. You're my sister-in-law.
I am.
Okay.
Best sister-in-law ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hang out with you the most. So, tell me about being from Central Louisiana. What's that like?
Well, I'm not really from Central Louisiana.
You kind of are really from Central Louisiana. I mean, how are you not from Central Louisiana?
The country-ish.
I mean, you're from Robeline?
Well, Grand Cane.
You're kind of from Robeline, though.
Yeah, we didn't really live in Robeline, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be like saying I'm from Cedar Grove. Because my dad's from Cedar Grove.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'm not really from Cedar Grove.
Yeah.
But he is.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
It's really like 30 minutes south of here, but it's country versus city.
Right. So what's Grand Cane like?
Small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people at this table from Grand Cane.
Really?
Kyle Root, Shay Bailiff.
Yeah.
I think Jason Richardson, the sheriff, is from Grand Cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had him on here with DJ. Who else? There's somebody else. I can't remember the name of the guy. I'll have to look it up later. He's another musician, though. There's so many musicians from Grand Cane. Isn't that weird?
There are.
There's like 40 of y'all total, and then like 10 of y'all are musicians.
Yeah, I was best friends with Shay's sister growing up, and
who's my neighbor now, right?
Yeah. And I went to school with Jason's daughter.
Wow, small world.
Yeah,
small world. Yeah, I mean, there's one
She's
school.
so pretty.
There's one school. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one school.
Yeah, Pioneers.
There was 32 in the whole high school when I graduated. 5 of us, including myself, in my graduating class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you were included in the 5.
Yes.
It was a graduating class of 5. Wow.
Yeah.
So like, you got to play a little bit of basketball.
Yeah. I loved basketball.
So you did that because you
good at
loved it. It wasn't just because like it was something to do. You
Back
actually
then,
loved
I probably acted like I hated it a lot. But looking back, I did like it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I wish I could go back and do it all over again. But that was only like, I don't remember, like, 8 on the whole team. So.
Well, yeah, because there's like 40 of y'all in the whole school.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. You had 8 people,
We
actually.
weren't very good. But, we tried our best.
Did like y'all's coach make you watch the movie Hoosiers?
No, never heard of it.
God, you should have watched that movie. They were, I won't go into depth, but basically, I think they were a team of like 6 people that ended up winning. I can't remember if it's a high school movie or a college movie. Either way, there was like 6 people on the whole team.
Yeah.
Sounds like
about
you
right.
guys.
Yeah.
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 What was it like playing with your older sister?
Back then it wasn't like most fun, so.
It was the most fun?
It wasn't the most fun. We weren't the best of friends. I mean, like, we didn't hate each other, but we weren't like best friends like we are now.
Did she yell at you a lot because she was older than you? Like in the basketball arena, like the realm of that?
To be honest, I don't remember much
Okay.
about like that dynamic because I don't remember most of my childhood.
Right. I think my brother would have, thankfully we were 7 years apart because I think he would have been really mean to me had we gotten to play football together.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always the younger one though. Yeah. And she was a lot better than me. So in basketball.
Yeah. I identify more with you and Lace, our baby sister, your baby sister, my baby sister-in-law, because I was the little sibling.
Yeah. I was really just like the warm body, Sometimes you just need warm bodies.
Are you talking about in the basketball sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you were really good at it.
In my head, I was.
Oh. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. But I was always the younger one, and I didn't. Yeah, no.
Did you?
None of us were good at it. We all sucked.
Right.
We never won games.
I don't know. Your sister's pretty good.
No, I mean, yeah. Okay, I take that back.
Like it really kind of tripped me out the first time I played basketball with her because I was thinking it was going to just be like didn't think I was just gonna like beat up on her because I knew she played basketball, but like she just like pivot, turn around, like fade in your face. She's so short, but she shoots behind her head, so you can't really block it.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she was pretty good. I have a bad memory. There's so much I don't remember.
Okay, so let's fast forward. You ended up, well, your first real job was Brookshire's, right?
Yeah. Cake
Okay.
decorator.
Yeah.
Sometimes a checker router.
Sometimes at
A cashier.
at the cash register.
Yeah.
And then you did that from 2014 to what?
No, I started that. I didn't even play basketball my senior year because I worked there. I started at 15. I had to go get a worker's permit.
Oh, okay, so you started in how you 15, like 2011? 2012?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
No,
So,
2010. I don't know.
were you born in 96?
Yeah.
So 2011, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So, started working at Brookshire's. You did that. It was the Brookshire's in Mansfield.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Polk Street.
That's my favorite one.
Ripping.
Oh yeah, Josh Johnson, Ivy's Lumber. He's been here a lot. He's also from Grand
Never
Canyon.
heard of him.
He's older than you. He's more, I think he's like my brother's age. So it makes sense you didn't really hang out. But you knew Kyle Roop because you went to school with Kyle Roop's sister. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so but yeah, Ivy's Lumber is on the same street as the Brookshire's in Mansfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mansfield's very small, so
Yeah.
well, relatively the strip of it.
Yeah. I mean,
It's come up a lot.
Mansfield's coming up.
It's come up a lot, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me like Mansfield's like coming up. Like is there a nightlife in Mansfield now?
I mean, I don't know. I don't go to Soda Parish much, but I know there's like McDonald's there now. They have I forgot what they put, the Old Southern Classic. I don't know, I could be wrong. But last time I went there I was like, oh, this is not the town I grew up in. This was like booming.
Yeah, the Dairy Queen's gone, by the way.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen's, it's like they can't keep them open.
I don't, but why? You know what I mean?
The ice cream's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chicken sandwich is not bad either. Depending on how terrible you want to feel about yourself later.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sonic's is the best soft serve I've found in comparison to Dairy Queen, texture-wise.
Oh, yeah. Soft serve? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Soft serve.
Soft serve. Yeah, you're still showing up well. There you go. I'm not going to let you see yourself, though.
Fair enough.
So, okay. So, you did Brookshire's, and then you ended up going and being a phlebotomist, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was around when? 2015?
Yeah. Yeah, 2015.
Okay. Yeah. And then you did that from what time to what time?
2015 to... Well, technically 2015 to 2019 when I got on the fire department. But I also, in 16, I think, got my EMT and then worked for Ballantyne on the side.
Yeah.
I would work 7 on, 7 off at the hospital, 7 12s on, 7 days off. And then on my 7 days off, I'd work at Ballantyne.
Yeah.
And then I got hired on the fire department.
So what was the ultimate decision? Well, okay, why did you make the decision to get on the fire department? And to be clear, you got on Shreveport Fire. Some people might not know that.
Yeah. I was working in the ER as a phlebotomist, and I would just see them coming in and out and out. You know, I had a good rapport with a lot of them. I also work Willis Knight Transport now, and that's kind of how I got a good rapport with a lot of the firemen. Was all firemen have second jobs for the most part, and transport for Willis Knighton back then was nothing but firemen. Right. So they just kind of kept telling me like, you need to get on, and I was like, I don't think they're gonna hire me. You know, little chubby kid, not really fit. Fighting fires didn't sound super great to me, but the EMS side of it did. And then I finally put in the application because they wouldn't stop bugging me about it. And I was like, it's whatever, you know, they're not going to call me. And they did. And then I started training because I was like, okay. And I got a personal trainer, Stuart Burgess. Awesome. We actually developed a pretty good friendship. He's an awesome person.
Yeah.
And he trained me and trained me and trained me. We were getting ready for the CPAT because that's what, the agility test you have to get on the fire department.
And then y'all ended up not even have to do the CPAT.
And then we ended up not even doing the CPAT.
Yeah.
So I'm over here strength training, heavy weights, vests and stuff. And then I don't remember how long, but shortly before, they're like, we're not doing the CPAT this year or anymore for that matter. So they did I think it's called the Cooper Standards test now. That's what
Mile and a
SPD
half,
does.
push-ups, sit-ups, yeah.
Yeah. So then I started training for that. But I did it. I put in the work and I barely passed it, but I passed it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you did that mile and a half, what, like 18:20 or something like that?
No, I don't remember how long you had to do it. I think it might have been 17 or 18 max to pass it, but I ran the whole time. I did it.
Yeah.
But it was I think I did it in 17 or 18. Yeah. Did the push-ups, did the sit-ups. We had to do like a ladder raise, dummy drag. The dummy drag was the hardest part of the whole one thing for me because that dummy was very heavy.
That's like a 220-pound dummy, isn't
I
it?
don't remember. It felt like a 400-pound dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had to drag anybody out of a fire like that?
No, not personally. Just training.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only actual fire victims I've had on scenes, I was either second pump in or on a medic unit. So
you never had to do search and rescue then? Have you?
like in a fire?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's your first. You got recio, rescue. Of course, you want to put the fire out, but your main concern is to
to get people out,
rescue the people.
Right. Well, you said you're second pump in. You never been the first on, so that's why I was.
No, I've never been the first on a rescue on an actual person in the house. Yeah. I've been in plenty of first ends. Yeah, your first order of business is to make sure there's no one home and that there's no one to be rescued. Yeah.
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 You ever been really scared?
Honestly, no. And I don't say that to sound like a badass, but I think when you're in a first in or you're in a fire in general, you're not really thinking about that.
Well, you're not.
Yeah.
A lot of people have told me different, but that's a curious. Now you piqued my interest on your take. Tell me more.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I have like ADHD, but I got a one-track mind sometimes. There's been times I've been in fires and I'm like, oh, this is really hot. Like my ears are burning.
Everything's on fire.
I had ceiling fall on my head one time and it was funny because it was a 2-alarm apartment fire. I fought it with Mark Allen. He was a fireman that just passed from cancer. Great man. Love him. He taught me a lot about being a fireman and just being a good person in general. He's an awesome guy. But we were up there. We were first in for that, I believe. And I had someone pulled down some ceiling. It was going, and it hit me in the back of my helmet. So like jerked my head back. I didn't say anything about it, but my head was hurting a little bit. And then later that shift, we were in the back of the medic unit. I don't remember. We had a code or a shooting or something. And the fireman driving the medic unit to the hospital went over some railroad tracks really hard. And it like jarred me again and it fixed the headache or pain or whatever. So, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what's wrong. Yeah.
There's a lot more wrong, but I don't fight much fire anymore.
You're on a medic unit.
Yeah, I'm on a medic
So
unit
tell us
now.
about that. How'd that go?
Well, as a fireman, if you get your paramedic in an EMS and fire-based department, you're probably not going to see a pump again until you're a captain.
Right.
Or working overtime. So I've been a paramedic for about 1.5 years now. So I really don't see much fire at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all's responsibilities on a medic unit, though. You have to have bunker gear on a medic unit, yeah?
Of course, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because, depending on who your chief is or what the situation is in the fire, I mean, you're not going to not fight fire because you're on a medic unit. You know, you can roll up, like, hey, get your gear, come on, we need you. Or, hey, get your helmet, your coat. There's a person we're pulling out of here, you know. Yeah, you're responsible. I mean, there's lots of responsibilities. It just depends on how it falls.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite aspect of being a medic? When it comes to patient interaction.
You know, sometimes your interactions are not ideal, but a lot of times, and it's all about your attitude too, and your rapport with the citizens, but especially lately, like, I don't want to say it's fun, but you know, these people are calling because they're having what they feel at least to be a medical emergency. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they just need somebody there, even if it's not really medical, but it's the rapport you build with them. They call 911, you get there. Even, I mean, I've had, you know, plenty of times where it is a medical emergency in my book, you know, like, because we evaluate you, decide whether or not it's an emergency, or decide whether or not we're going to go lights and sirens, or we're not going to go lights and sirens. But I'm just in the back and we're just cutting up, laughing, joking. Sometimes that's just what they need, you know. Yeah. I've had plenty of patients that didn't even need to go really to the hospital, and we're cutting up, laughing. They just needed that therapy, really. Right. You know, sometimes they're just, I don't know, medical emergencies can go past like injuries and medical diagnoses, you know. Sometimes you just need help or someone to talk to. Right. Comfort. But I mean, I've had people, I'm like, I know that hurts. Like, yeah, let's go. And they're still cutting up, laughing, joking. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I mean, it varies.
My brother always tells me one of the craziest moments he had, there was a frequent flyer they had. It was an old man in Bossier. And he, vital, stable, everything. I think he just had chest pain. And they're on the way to the hospital, and he grabs my brother's wrist and he said, "Well, boy, this is it." And my brother's like, "What do you mean, dude? You're good." And then he coded.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times, you know, patients are like, "Hey, I don't think I'm going to make it," whatever. But there's a truth to that. Yeah. People know, like, there's been times I've experienced that more than once. Like, "Hey, I'm fixing to die." And it's like, no, you know, we got you. We're going to take care of you. And then they're gone. So, and it's weird how, not like cold or anything you get to it, but just how normal it turns for us, stuff like that. And, you know, it's not every shift you see crazy stuff. Sometimes you go the whole shift and just see, like, you know, my stomach hurts, my blood pressure's been high for 3 days, and it's 3 a.m. I just wanted to call and see if y'all, you know, could get me up there. But obviously somebody's got to do it. You see the worst of the worst. I forgot what you just said.
You're talking about the, well, I think what you were kind of transitioning into is the numbness you start feeling towards death.
For sure. Yeah. And I saw a video last night about that. Like, what your family's going to consider emergency after being in EMS and fire. Like, you kind of become numb to it, and then you kind of disregard other people's feelings on what they feel is an emergency. Right. You can say it's a coping mechanism. You can just say it's just, I mean, once you see something every day, all day, you know, it's important to keep your compassion, because, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and lie and say, like, oh no, we're all super compassionate. Sometimes you have to force yourself to keep your compassion, because, you know, you lose it.
It's hard to feel it. And I think being raised by a firefighter, paramedic, and an RN, like, that's been a problem with me, not even just in like romantic relationships, but like just relationships in general, even friendships a lot of times growing up, because somebody would just be distraught about something. I wouldn't be mean necessarily, but I'd be like, hey, this is really not that big of a deal. And like the older I got, the more I realized I was like, okay, well, this is the hardest thing this person has ever dealt with.
Yeah. And also something I've learned is you don't think, and this is just in general, this isn't just on the job, just in life, someone's going through something that's very just blows up their world, and you're like, it's really not that big of a deal though. Like, I understand you're going through something. I understand, like, you just got diagnosed with diabetes, and it's like, okay, but I mean, like, everybody has diabetes. Not everybody, but like a lot of people have diabetes. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, you're acting a little crazy about it. And then you get diagnosed with diabetes. And then it's like, oh, my world just stopped. I have diabetes. Like, you don't ever understand the significance of something to someone until you experience it yourself. Your thought process on something my thought process on something that you're going through, I could in my head be biased, like, oh my God, it's not that big of a deal. You know, like, I understand he's going through something, but is it really that big? And then it turns around and happens to me, and I'm like, oh, it's different when it's you. It's different when it's your family.
Yeah.
So when someone doesn't understand something, a good example is mental health. We make mental health runs.
Oh yeah.
Make a lot of those. And now I will say some of them, I'm trying not to get canceled. Some of them are just nonsense, you know. So, and I say nonsense, maybe they just need someone, right?
Right.
But some of them are legit. And there's a lot of firemen that do not empathize with that. Even the legit stuff, it's like, oh, whatever, anxiety's not real, depression's not real, grow up. I do this, but you can't handle life when you haven't experienced half the stuff I've experienced, but you can't handle life right now. Like, even as someone who has a deep understanding of that stuff, I still find it hard to empathize sometimes. But in my head, when I make runs like that, I made one recently. I'm like, I'm really glad that I was the paramedic that responded out here, because a lot of other paramedics can't show as much empathy because they don't understand. And it's not their fault. That's what I mean. Like, be thankful you don't understand why this patient feels this way, and you don't feel like this is a medical emergency. They're wasting your time for calling. Be thankful you don't understand. Or like, you get a genuine anxiety attack, and they're like, my chest is hurting, I'm having a heart attack. And I've seen it many times where like, oh no, you're fine, you're just having anxiety. But I'll sit with my patient and be like, listen, I mean, disclaimer, I can't tell you it's anxiety until you go to the hospital and get blood work. I do a 12 lead. I can look at, you know, your heart very well. I can take your vitals. I can tell you that it's, you know, not leaning cardiac. You know, you're stressed out, you're crying, you're very anxious. It's leaning more, you know, anxiety. But, you know, take you to the hospital, get some blood work done. I'm gonna offer. But I can sit with that patient and be like, listen, I know you're having genuine chest pain. I understand it because I have it. Like, you know, I'm not knocking any symptoms you're having. But I am telling you that if it is anxiety, that psychological part of it will give you real chest pain. Like, right. I can empathize with that. And I think it's important just for patients to feel like you have empathy, you know, because sometimes that's all they need. Sometimes they need you to show up on scene and take their vitals and say, everything I'm looking at looks fine. I'm more than happy, you know, to go take you and get some blood work done. But sometimes that's all they need, like that reassurance.
Yeah.
You know, and compassion goes a long way. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, you know, act like I'm a perfect paramedic. There's plenty of times, and I've been in EMS for 10 years. I've been just in medical field in general for 12. It's hard to have that empathy sometimes, but
I mean,
I haven't always been the nicest.
You've called and needed that reassurance before too at my own house.
We're not getting into that. Yeah, we're not getting into that. But I'm just saying, over my 10 years in EMS, there's plenty of times where I haven't been the nicest. And I've reflected on that and I've learned from that. And I genuinely have found myself trying to give my patients much more compassion.
Right.
Than the standard. And I hate to say it like that, but that is a standard. You know, sometimes we get a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But you're here to work. This is your job. Why are you mad at someone for calling 911? And I'm speaking to myself too.
Job security. You know, well, my dad always said that. Job security.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Your toe hurts. Of course, we're like, are you serious right now? But that's your job. That's what you're here to do. You're getting paid for 24 hours to be here. We got up 6 times the other night. And it wasn't like, it's perfectly spaced out. Every time you try to go back to sleep, the bell goes off.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, this has got to be a joke. Like, I quit getting mad towards like 5 a.m. The bell went off again. I'm like, I can't even be mad anymore. Like, I'm just going to get up and go on this run. Like, y'all want to go to Waffle House? Like,
right.
You just go home and take a nap, I guess. But I couldn't. I had to go home and make cookies. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got to, I won't go into detail about what truck it was or where it was, but I finally got to see a Band-Aid run. That was pretty cool.
Was it my truck?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It actually wasn't. Yeah. Because I
it was my station.
Yeah. I got to see a Band-Aid run, which was very interesting. And I think that's the only run we made.
Yeah.
The entire 24.
But station life is fun. You've experienced it. You've rode out with me a lot. Now, not every station is as cool as ours, but man, I have the best crew.
Yeah.
We love each other. We're so close. We prank each other a lot. That's the fun part. It's 3 a.m. We're waiting in the hallway for 20 minutes for someone to come in the door to scare them, you know. Fart spray, scary masks over bedroom doors.
Putting your jacket in the freezer.
Put my jacket in the freezer. Y'all, that set me off.
Wow.
The bell went off. I didn't have my jacket because somebody hit it. And I was like, it's not funny anymore. Where's my jacket?
Right.
Had to go on the run without my jacket.
We're gonna figure out how to get that phone.
I might have a mental breakdown if you do that. Yeah, but
we'll film it too.
Then I got back and I was like, where's my jacket? And then I like looked at the freezer, and like, that's a big fireman thing. If you leave your clothes out, they drench your clothes in water and put them in the freezer. Thankfully they didn't get my jacket wet, but I looked at the freezer. I think you watched like it click in my head. I walked out. I was like, I was fixing to say, it's not funny anymore, guys. Where's my jacket? And I looked at the freezer. I was like, there's my jacket. So I walked up, opened
freezer
it.
burn jacket.
There it is. And it smelled like freezer burn.
Oh God. So
you spend 24 hours a day with these people, 10 days a month, you know.
I mean, y'all are awesome.
They turn into your family, you know.
Y'all are a great crew. It reminds me of it honestly reminds me of Station 14 back in the day.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I feel like I feel like everybody knows about that. I mean, Germ talks about it. All the older guys talk about it. Like the culture that 14 had on specifically C shift from, that was like 2001 to like 2006.
Yeah. We've got a really good culture at our station. One bad apple can ruin the whole crew. So I'm just glad we don't have any bad apples.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like every fireman has, well, not every, but if you're lucky enough to, you have a moment in your career where you're like, this is the crew that is going to be my favorite for my whole career. And I feel like I'm here right now at 13. I love my crew. I have a great crew.
You don't even have 10 years on the job yet. That kind of sucks, honestly.
I'm working on year 8. I know. Yeah, I know. I got how
you're
many?
Like, man, this is as best as it's going to get. I got 20 more years.
I got 20 years left. Yeah.
Well, Josh will make captain, about probably 3-4 years-ish?
I don't know. It's going to suck, though. It's going to like breaking up the family. He tried to leave not too long ago.
Cap Derek retiring this year, right?
I think it's
This year or next year?
Next year.
January next year is what he said. So that, and then you got
my favorite.
Chief Cash is deucing out.
He's my favorite.
And then, so what? It's going to be you, Germ. Probably just going to be you, Germ, and Josh.
For next year?
Yeah.
I got DK.
Well,
Marshall's there.
Well, DK, they're going to keep DK with you if he gets his paramedic?
Yeah. He's a
okay.
firefighter. I'm a driver. We're both bid. As long as he doesn't promote to driver, he'll be on there with me. And I mean, there's plenty of situations where even if he promotes to driver, they can keep him on there with me as long as they don't need a driver somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
But even after he passes, he's got to be precepted, for a duration.
So really, you just have whoever's on the battalion car is probably going to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Captain Jerome will go over to the battalion car whenever Captain Derek leaves. I don't want Captain Derek to leave. I love him. Well,
What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about baking cookies?
yeah, let's talk about baking cookies.
Yeah.
So every fireman has a side job. And I mean, I've already got a side job, but
What's your other side job now?
now I own a business, a cookie co. So growing up, my nickname was Brookie Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started having nieces, my best friend had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first niece. And I was Aunt Cookie because Brookie Cookie was my nickname. And it stuck. And thereafter, all of my nieces was Aunt Cookie. So now I'm Aunt Cookie. So I've obviously worked at Brookshire. I was a baker in the bakery, cake decorator. And I decided to start selling cookies because I was always making cookies, bringing them to people just for fun because I love giving and makes me happy to make other people happy.
Now you're making money.
And actually the guys at the station were like, you need to start selling these. I was like, no, because I'm so scared to disappoint people. And I was like, no, what if I mess up or somebody's not going to be happy? You're never going to make anybody happy, like everybody happy. But I decided to start selling them. So I got my LLC. We were at the station and we had an overtime guy that works at our station on a different shift. And we were like brainstorming on what to call the company. And my name is Aunt Cookie. It makes
Aunt
sense.
Cookie Co.
They're talking about like Brookie's Cookies or Brookie Cookie Co. or something like that. And then Nick, one of the firefighters, was like, what about, I think he said something like Aunt Cookies or something. And I was like, I mean, that like matches like that. I was like, what about Aunt Cookie Co? And when I was making these cookies just for fun, I would have Broadway Baking Co., which sounds much more professional. But Aunt Cookie Co. is
Hard.
personal. Goes hard.
Yeah.
Hard. So yeah, that's where Aunt Cookie Co. came from. And now I make cookies and cookie cakes. And I just made my nieces a cookie cake for their 6th
You
birthday.
did, and we all ate it, and
Y'all
it's
ate
gone.
it so fast.
It's 2 pounds of cookie dough. I didn't
It was
realize
2 pounds
that.
of cookie dough in that 12-inch cookie cake with homemade buttercream icing.
That's 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was good. Yeah, it was soft. I've been eating way too many cookies since I started this business. I started this business on March 1st officially. And I've probably, I don't even want to say, I've eaten an embarrassing amount of cookies.
In 33 days.
Need to
at
run
least 33 cookies.
Yeah. Oh, at least. I need to run like 4 to 5 miles a day to keep these cookies off me. And that's something I haven't done.
Yeah. Just start catching up here soon. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start meal prepping soon or I'm going to blow up again.
I got to hit the streets. Come to the neighborhood and run with me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because you know what I'm doing on May 18th.
Oh, yeah, the academy. Tell me about that. Oh, tell me about that. My brother-in-law is a badass.
It's really not a whole lot to tell about it. We're going to go to Bossier's Academy, and they're going to make us try to quit the first couple weeks.
Joshua Horan.
And then they're going to be like, okay, cool, you didn't quit. So, here, put this gear on. We're going to put you in a burn now.
Yeah. I'm taking this over. Joshua is a EMT. He's been doing a lot of ride outs with me at my fire station.
Oh yeah.
He went to another fire station to do a ride out.
I don't put them boys on blast.
I'm not putting anybody on blast. He came back to ours because we're so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, your sister told me to come home, so that actually did work.
Oh, well, we're
But
fun.
yeah.
Fun.
But I have a hell of a lot better time with you guys.
Yeah, our camaraderie is just top tier. We have fun. We have fun at work.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Anyway, so you're now going to be a Benton fireman.
Oh yeah.
Following in your family's footsteps.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is kind of strange how, because my brother was a Bossier fireman, and then my dad was a Shreveport fireman. My uncle Don, my dad's brother, was a Shreveport fireman, which he went to Tulane and became a physical therapist in the 80s. But Don got on late 70s, and then he only stayed like, I think 11 years. So by the late 80s, he was out. My dad got on in 82 and he stayed to 2010. He did damn near full 30 to 28. But what's crazy is that now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to look at it this way, but we're so integrated in Shreveport and Bossier, and now it's like the majority of us are going to be in Benton, which is strange to me.
But I don't mind it because I live up there, and that means y'all eventually will move up there, and we can all just be one happy family.
Right. We'll be in Shreveport for a little while, for sure.
Because my nieces are my entire world. My entire world.
I really like Broadmoor, man. I like Broadmoor because you can I know I live in South Highlands right now, but I eventually want to buy a house in Broadmoor, and here's my thought process behind this. I know you probably don't like that, but here's my
You
thought.
can't have chickens in Broadmoor.
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about?
Oh.
You know how many people I know that have chickens and raised garden beds and all kind of stuff in Broadmoor?
My bad.
That's my point. The lots are big.
But can you legally have chickens?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Pop off.
I think you can't have a rooster within the city limits is the thing, because they're loud.
Yeah.
Wake everybody up 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, like me. But anyway, going back to the fire stuff. So yeah, we're starting on May 18th. I don't really know a whole lot other than that right now, and the fact that we're starting May 18th. I mean, my assistant chief told me we'll probably be in there 2 or 3 months. We'll be out because we already have our EMT. Me and the guys that are going. So, I'm just ready to go work on a department that doesn't have medic units.
You lucky dog.
You wouldn't want to do that. You don't want to fight fire.
Not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Just, after getting off of it, when I first started, I really liked fighting fire.
Yeah.
And then, I was coming to work, let's fight a fire.
Right.
And then a few years later, I was like, I'm okay if I just don't fight any more fire.
Yeah.
But that's my job title, so
Technically,
what I'm here to do. Yeah. But the medic unit has me tied for life now, so
I'm excited to see how, because I got to do my EMT at Cato 3 and I got to see them go on some runs, and I think it's kind of cool how rural fire departments always have tankers on scene.
Yeah.
And
we have a tanker now.
You do?
Yeah.
Where?
It's brand new. It's going to be at 16. It's been at the shop, but yeah.
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 Yeah, but I mean, it was the other day. Yeah, it was a grass fire that I called in because it was on the side of the highway.
Oh yeah, on the way to my station.
Yeah, but I remember we looked at the computer, and then Cato 3, ironically, was the department that came and brought a tanker.
Yeah.
Which I think
There's
is
been
pretty cool.
A couple instances. I mean, you wouldn't think we would need tankers in the city, but over the last few years, there's been a few instances where we've needed tankers.
Yeah.
Specifically Snowmageddon, but there's been a couple other. So I mean, it's going to be great to have. But so, how long is your academy going to be?
For me and the guys that they
Abbreviated?
specifically hired, yeah, it's going to be abbreviated because we already have our EMT. So once they start their EMT, we'll be like,
Yeah.
good luck, boys.
It's going to be fun. You get to work with my girl, Tay Tay.
Who did you?
Taylor.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Tay-Tay.
Because she's both
Bush
are
Bears.
EMS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on where they put her, though.
And Kaylee. You know Kaylee, right?
I mean, I've met her and talked to her, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited for you.
And, you know, Rickert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle
Fam.
Uncle Rickert.
Fam.
He's not my uncle, though.
Uncle Rickert.
He just feels like everybody's uncle because he'd be giving wisdom to you. You know what I'm saying?
He's your cousin?
He's my cousin, though.
Yeah.
My Uncle Steve, dog.
Well.
But you done talking or something?
Are you done talking?
I mean, I'll keep talking. What time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah, it's about that time, I
My
guess.
phone kept going off. I forgot to mute it.
It's fine. You want to tell the people anything else?
Very unprofessional.
Just you gonna do your house money voice? Is that how we're closing this out?